Hello guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be talking about Hero of Remnant. So yeah, let us begin, ladies and gents. So we currently see our boy Izuku as he's currently going towards the, you know, to the, to the headmaster's office. As Glinda would say this. So, Izuku, she would say. As Izuku would look towards Glinda, as he would say, yes, Miss Glinda? As she would say, I was wondering, what is your relationship with Mr. Ironwood? I do know that he's apparently well, your father, but I honestly don't know the rest. I'm still surprised that anybody wanted to marry him in the first place, she would say. As Izuku would just look at her as he would say, hey, please don't talk about my father like that. Well, actually, I was actually adopted, he would say. As she would say, really? Huh. Never saw that coming, she would say. As you'd say, wait. You didn't know that I was adopted? As she would say, yes. I was too busy with my work, and when I heard the news that you're the son of Ironwood, well, I could probably imagine, you can probably imagine all the things that I would, thought at that moment, she would say. As you would say, oh, I see. Anyway, we should probably get there soon. As she would say, right. Though, I am curious though. What was your life like with him? As he would say, I mean, it was pretty normal. I mean, I would go to, Atlas and do training, and sometimes get some personal training from him as well, but it's more or less normal. As she would just look at him as she would say this. I see. Wait for a second. Then, after a while of walking, they would finally arrive at the headmaster's office, as she would say this. Wait here, Izuku, she would say. As he would say, sure, Mrs. Goodwood, she would say. As she would go inside the room, as she would be there for a few minutes. As we currently see our boy Izuki, as he's currently talking to his friends inside of his head. As he would ask them first, so what do you think that they're going to be talking about? Before I can actually meet Dad, he would say. As Galahad would say this. Not Galahad, I meant Galand. I mean, their names are pretty much similar, so as you would say, honestly, I don't care. But my estimation would be war, he would say. As Esther also would say this, come on, war? Right now, in this time of peace? That seems quite, as one of them would say this, specifically, Zeldris, as he would look towards Esterosa and Galand, as he would say, no, that's quite illogical. Besides, if it were to be a war, then that's certainly going to be a problem, he would say. As after saying that, one of them would say this. Specifically, our girl Grey Road. Yeah, Grey Road. As she would say, or they would say, because technically that's a bunch of, Grey demons specifically. As they would say, honestly, we believe that it's quite illogical as well, but at the same time, wait, maybe perhaps it's about the Vista Festival, all of them would say, as one of them specifically our boy, Droll would say, that seems like the possibility. But for now, but before they can actually say anything else, Izuku would, wake up as he would see, Glinda in front of him. As Glinda would say, alright Izuku, you can go in now, she would say. As he would say, thank you, Miss Goodwitch, he would say. As after saying that, he would leave and go inside of the headmaster's office. When he arrived inside, he would see the headmaster himself, aka Ozpin, and not only that, Ironwood. As Ironwood would say this, son, it's been a while, he would say. As he would basically, raise up his arms in a hugging like gesture. As he would say, Dad, he would say, as Izuku would run up to him, as he would hug him. as he would spin around as he would say, so how's your, um, not really years, but more like, months here, he would say. As you'd say, oh, it's been fine. I mean, I've been doing some training and recently we gone to, into a fight with like some bullies and stuff, but as he would say, yes, yes, I heard, he would say. As he would have a, uncharacteristically nice smile. To be more specific, it's almost fatherly. As currently we see our boy, Osmond, as he would say, well, that's quite the surprise, he would say to himself, as Iron would say this. What? Surprised at him actually being, emotional for once, he would say? He would say this. Well, I mean, you're not wrong, he would say. As, Osmond would say this. Oh, so, we also got some information about the weapon that you gave your son. As when Iron would hear that, he would say, really? As he would look towards, Izuku, as he would say this. Oh, yeah, about that, Dad. I recently found out it's able to transform, just like other weapons, like rubies, he would say. As he would say this. Rubies? Who's that? He would say. As he would look towards Izuku once again, as he would say, oh, a classmate of mine, he would say, and also my teammate, as he would say, I'll take note of that. Also, mind telling me what did this weapon of yours, the axe sword thing, as you would say, oh, right, here. As he would grab the sword from his back, as he would activate it, more specifically in his other form. It would transform as Izuku would basically grab it by the blade of the actual Kopesh, and would basically, slam the axe head into the handle, or at least used to be handle. After doing so, blood would start spurting out of his, palm, causing the actual axe blade to start opening up, resembling that of some sort of spiky, fleshy pin urchin. As when, Ironwood saw it, he would say, quite the surprising weapon, he would say. Though I am concerned about the blood. As he would say, oh, don't worry, it's fine. Thanks to my aura, it's able to heal faster than it actually bleeds. Though, it's kind of a problem because this weapon seems to be fueled by blood. As he would say, I see. It's quite the concerning weapon, though. It feeds off blood, and it will probably be impractical towards any other person. Surprisingly, except for you, he would say. As he would say this. Yeah, that's pretty surprising, Dad, he would say. As he would say this. Anyway, also, I want to ask about your relationship with Weiss and your other teammates, he would say. After all, I did hear that you're part of a, of a 5-man team now. As he would say, oh, yeah, well, my other teammates are a bit, well, crazy sometimes, but, for Weiss, me and her started getting a little bit closer recently, he would say. As Ironwood, after hearing that, he would say, I see. Well, that's good for you. Though, wait for a second. Well, there's one thing about my team is that, well, originally it was a 4-man team consisting of all girls, he would say. After hearing that, Ironwood would say, are you perhaps uncomfortable with that arrangement? As you would say, no, it's not really that uncomfortable, but I still feel a bit uncomfortable about being surrounded by all girls, he would say. As he would say this, though I am a bit afraid towards you, son. Especially you being a part of a all-girls team, or at least somewhat. I am sort of proud of you. As he would say this, specifically our boy Osmond. So that fatherly pride coming in, he would say. As he would say this, seriously, Osmond. Though it is true. Also, son, he would say. As he would say, yes, Dad? As he would say, please take care of yourself. I don't want you getting hurt, okay? Also, good luck in the Vista Festival. Try not to hurt the other members of Atlas. Also, have you remembered Team Funky? After hearing that, you would say, wait, Team Funky? Mind telling me who, as you'd say, remember Flint Cole and, Neon Cat? After remembering those names, you would say, wait, Neon? Or Neon? Wait, let me check the actual name. Yeah, it is Neon Cat. And also, if you're wondering, no, I will not be allowing her to be in that form. Specifically, during Atlas's fall. Because, God, that design looks awful to me. Just, the hair just makes me feel awfully disgusted. I just prefer her, design before the fall of Atlas. Whereas back in the Fistal Festival, which is much better in my opinion. Anyway, continuing on. As after hearing their names, he would say, wait, Neon? Flint? Wait, they're part of a team now? That's... So that means we can meet each other again? As he would say, yes, they're going to be representing Atlas. Though, I mind you to be careful. Ever since you basically left to go to Beacon, they've been training hard to try and surpass you. So, try not to lose, son, he would say. As he would say, got it, Dad, he would say. But don't worry. After all, I am your son, he would say. As he would say this. Though I love your enthusiasm, you need to be less prideful. As he would say, yeah, I get it. Anyway, Dad, I probably should be heading back. My team probably might be worried. As after saying that, he would start leaving. As he would say this, be careful, son. Also, try not to, get yourself in trouble with the ladies, he would say. As he would say, Dad! As he would say, anyway, goodbye. As he would say, bye, Dad. After saying that, he would leave. As after he left, he would say this, specifically Ironwood. My son has certainly grown up, he would say. As he would have a proud tone, as one of them would say this, specifically Ozpin. Yeah, that young boy has certainly grown. Though I am curious about the whole women problem. As he would say this. Oh, in my younger years I've been... You do remember, right? As you'd say, oh yeah, I remember back when you still had a crush on, on Glinda. But you're unfortunately being, accosted by multiple fangirls, he would say. As you'd say this, yes, I fear that my son will have that problem as well. Anyway, I also wanted to ask you something important. It's about her. After hearing that, he would say this. Right, Ironwood. Said a somewhat serious, Ozpin. As after hearing that, he would say this. Good. Now, I wanted to talk about this really importantly. I recently heard that apparently her minions, her compadres, as you call it, have started causing trouble in Vale recently, especially with the recent excursion with the White Fang. We also heard that the White Fang has started to join up with them as well, thanks to the help of our spies and drones. After hearing that, he would say, really? That's certainly a surprise, said Ozpin. As after hearing that, he would say this. Yes, exactly. That is why. I want to at least bring in security. As after saying that, he would say this, specifically Ozpin. By bringing your entire military? It's certainly quite the, admiral thing to do, but at the same time, some of the citizens thought that we were being invaded. As he would say this, I'm sorry for that, but unfortunately, we need to keep everything in check. And since that your huntsman recently been more docile, we decided to try and help you out with our new machinery. Especially with the new Atlesian Knights. And not only that, we also gotten some help with some other people. Especially ones with better experience, let's just say that. Now if you excuse me, I should be going back to my hotel. And please tell my son to be careful. After all, she might take him. And so, he would leave and the screen would fade to black. So yeah, I hope you liked the video, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye!